Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Will Gerling, sports and performance nutritionist, and today we're going to be talking about the fat loss myths and things that you need to be doing in this new year. But first, I wanted to tell you about something really exciting. I'm actually starting a free Facebook group that you can join to learn so much more about nutrition and actually have a weekly Q&A with myself live on Facebook, so you can then talk to me and actually ask the questions that you have on a regular basis. Now, I've been working with people for a long time, amateurs to world level professionals, and I can tell you that the three things that seem to come up the most is knowledge and understanding what to do, actually how to manage your food, what you're having, when you're having it, and feeling confident in the choices you're making. And then two, how to structure that over your week and how to actually manage that with the training and lifestyle and social engagements that you have. And then the third thing is consistency. To consistently do that week in, week out, and actually achieve the goals that you've set out to. And in this Facebook group, we're going to be going over those things with live trainings from myself, nutrition, and then having a community, sharing thoughts, and me getting involved and commenting and replying to all of you guys, so you get access to myself and enjoying the fact that you can ask me those things, but most of all giving you support towards those goals. So click on that link, head over, check that out. All right, so with that said, let's get started on today's video. Roll that intro. Yes, welcome to today's video. I'm super excited to talk about this topic because these are the 5 pitfalls that people do most of all, following up really with then my advice to you guys about what you can do to really hit those goals and those targets. All right, so first, detoxing. Many of you may have heard of this and possibly even undertaken it, and after a few weeks of debauchery and mass drinking, it's very possible that you're now embarking on that process. And I can tell you that the idea and the process of detoxing is absurd. It is essentially saying that your liver is no longer doing what its job is, which is to detoxify your blood, and that because that isn't working anymore, having a few juices a day instead of normal food will somehow solve all the problems you have. And I can tell you that obviously that's not the case, that if your liver wasn't detoxifying your blood, you'd have bigger issues, and you probably shouldn't be watching this video but heading to A&E. So with that said, I think you already understand that detoxing isn't most ideal, and going on to an extreme diet where you're having nothing but juices and smoothies is not going to help you lose body fat long term, and it's not going to help your performance or your recovery. And that in fact detoxing is a fallacy, and as long as you're getting at least 5 fruit and veg a day, that you should be fine. Point 2. You're an all or nothing person. This is something I hear so much. If you're all or nothing, it seems to be the ends of the spectrum, that you are either sitting down doing nothing and eating everything, or you're at the other end of the spectrum doing everything and eating nothing. And they're both counterproductive for the goal, they're not long term, and they also promote really poor habits with food, your relationship with food, binge eating, and things like this, that you can't moderately just have a slice of cake every so often and exercise a normal amount. It is either one or the other. And I think any of you out there can say the same. That's probably not the healthiest way to do things. So you need to make sure that you're approaching things with a long-term outcome to get that knowledge and information so you can maintain a healthy diet that has the foods that you enjoy, like some wine, some alcohol, some cake or some pastries in there, and not gain mass amounts of weight and still support your performance and recovery. So following an all or nothing mentality is not going to be beneficial for you long term, especially in dropping body fat, because I can tell you a few weeks down the line of excessive training and minimal food is going to have you falling off that well-known bandwagon. Point 3. Keto and low carb diets. I did a video on this which was, might I say, really good. link in the corner, so check it out. But following a low carb or keto diet in the aftermath of Christmas, or just feeling like where you are is currently too painful and you want to get where you need to be very quickly, and taking a very extreme approach is not going to last you for long-term success. There's a whole host of information out there, and looking at all the research, we know that keto does not outperform carbohydrate diets. They will always at least match in performance, if not having carbohydrates always outperform keto. Keto never outperforms a carbohydrate-fed or based diet. So it's really important to think about the mode of exercise you're doing and the reasons you're doing that. There are obviously certain reasons that keto does work for certain people, whether you have epilepsy or it is used in certain type 2 diabetic situations and so on. But if you're an everyday individual that is healthy, that has just some excess body fat, and you want to lose that and then somehow improve your performance on the bike, keto and low carb is not the way to do it. And once again, it's going to the extremes. It's denying yourself carbohydrate and foods that are enjoyable, tasty, and you can have socially, even if that's socially within your house. And then you're going for just meats and fats. And if you are performing and you are doing events and races, transcontinental, audaxes, ultra endurance events, or just normal racing, I can tell you that you can't guarantee that it's going to stay low intensity, and you also can't guarantee you're going to be able to get the food you need for a ketogenic diet from gas stations and out and about. So I probably wouldn't take that approach. Point 4, extreme low calorie diets. This kinda ties in with all or nothing. But I can tell you that with following extreme calorie reductions, that you will initially see great and fast fat loss, but very quickly you'll start to struggle to recover, to perform in the sessions that you need to do on a daily or weekly basis, and you're once again going to fall off that ever proverbial bandwagon, and you're going to end up back where you started. Habits and long-term changes will not have taken place, and you're just looking for the quick, shorter answer. So getting those habits and the knowledge to deal with those is more important. And I have a really great ebook on this with the link down below as well, which will also be shared within my Facebook group, about how to change habits and things that you can do to help you lose body fat in the best way possible. But following extreme calorie reduction diets means you'll probably lose some muscle mass as well. And if you don't want to lose watts whilst dropping body fat, then that's definitely not the way you want it to do it. Which leads us into point 5. And this isn't really a pitfall, it's more about my advice to you on how you can best do this. Essentially an answer to the previous 4. And that's to track where you are and what you're doing. As with anything, if you don't know where you are, you don't know what to change. So starting to track your food, as long as you don't have disordered eating or an eating disorder, and to track your exercise, track your step count, and then do daily weigh-ins over a week, means that you know exactly where you are on average over a week. And then if your weight isn't going up or isn't going down or is staying the same, then you can make the changes relevant and needed to go into the direction that you want to go. And this way you have data, you have information, and that's an informed decision, rather than taking the choice to make an extreme diet, making great progress for a few weeks, and then struggling when it slows down and you don't know where you are. Your weight stops, you stop losing that body fat you want to lose, and you wonder why. Without tracking any of that information, you'll never really know. So the biggest and greatest suggestion I can have is tell you that data is king, and that will let you know the direction you need to go. Just like with your FTP, you don't know what zones to ride at if you don't have an FTP. And in that case, it's the same with this food and tracking these other factors. If we know what's going on, we can make those changes. I hope that's been really interesting for you. It's a little bit different from what I normally do, and I think it should be really enlightening for you guys out there. Like I said, I'm really excited for this new Facebook group. So click on that link, head over and join the group. It's going live next week, so be there for the big welcome and getting involved, joining in, and really getting to pick my brains for answers and information that you want, that I share with World Tour professionals and in Cycling Plus magazine and other places that you may see me in. If you did really enjoy today's video as well, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. If you're all undertaking maybe some fat loss in the new year, or just have friends that are wanting to do that, share it with them, get them involved, get them on the Facebook group page with yourself so they can join in on that journey, and I look forward to seeing you there. As always, fuel for the required. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.